Tony Alves is our correspondent for the Bryan Museum in historic Galveston, Texas. The Bryan Museum is a museum telling stories of the Southwest, and they have a great selection of different collections that you will enjoy going through. Tony, welcome to the show.
Hey Terry, how are you doing today? Thank you for inviting me.
It is great to have you, Tony, and I've been waiting to talk with you because you, number one, are in a very historic town, Galveston, Texas, but you also are in a historic building that the Bryan Museum is in.
Yes, it has a long history dating back to 1878.
I understand it used to be an orphanage at one time?
Yes, that is correct. The Galveston Orphans Home, it started back in 1895. It was built by a famous architect, Alfred Mueller, and it was running for a number of years before the Great Storm of 1900, which destroyed a big portion of that. Shortly after that, there was a major fundraiser that helped rebuild it, and the orphanage lasted for an additional, I think, like 80 years after that. So when you come to the museum, you not only see this amazing collection, but the building itself is an exhibit in its own. You'll see engravings of orphans that engrave their name on the side of the building. You'll see items that we've collected just from finding items from the grounds on the orphans that we put in a temporary exhibition in the museum. So you'll see a little bit of everything when you come to the Bryan.
Okay, I've got the big story that I need to have you tell our listeners, Tony, and that is, tell us how the museum, the Bryan Museum, got its start.
Sure. Our founder is J.P. Bryan. He started collecting items from the American West and Texas history when he was about 8 years old. So his collection consists of approximately 70,000 items. You can imagine we don't have room to display all of those items, but when you go to the museum, you'll see different things from Texas history, Texas famous artists that paint landscapes on Texas history. A wide variety of different topics and different things are displayed. There's about 7 different galleries there. Mr. Bryan himself opened the museum in 2015. So the museum just celebrated 5th year. And we're really lucky that we've had huge turnouts for people to see the collection and learn about the importance of Texas history. So we've been really lucky the last 5 years with our growth. We're really happy to see people enjoying Mr. Bryan's collection.
Well, I've been to the museum, listeners, and they have an actual replica or kind of a story of the Battle of San Jacinto, which happened just up the road from Galveston, as a matter of fact, and that's the actual battle that won Texas its independence from Mexico.
Yes, that diorama, it literally takes your breath away just to see the detail. People walk in and they immediately just stop, and they'll spend hours sometimes just looking at the detail of that diorama.
Tony, I think we need to let people know a little bit about what they really can expect when they come to the museum. You actually have rotating exhibits that really come in to the museum for display, and just by going to the great website that you have, you can find that out.
Yes, our website is thebryanmuseum.org. You'll get more information on our permanent collection, our special exhibitions. We have a number of traveling shows that'll be coming through the Bryan Museum in 2021.
Can you give us an example of some of them?
Sure. We are getting ready to kick off a new special exhibition called Galveston Mardi Gras. It's the history of Mardi Gras in Galveston, dating back to the late 1800s to the present day, and the revitalization by the Mitchell family that really revitalized Galveston back in the mid-'80s, who decided to bring that tradition back. So it's highlighting items from their collection. Some of the architects that had built arches in Galveston, you'll see models of that, and just a big retrospective of Mardi Gras. So that's coming up in a few weeks. We have Jose Cisneros, who is a Mexican-American painter. We have a vast collection within the Bryan Museum that we're actually developing that show, and that'll be towards the end of the year, right after summer.
And also, you have some great things that groups can enjoy. I know that being there before, you have a special location for meetings.
Yes, we have a conservatory that was built on the property that we use for programs, lectures. There's weddings that are held there as well. It's quite beautiful, quite stunning, and it really matches the design of the building. So the museum, I say it's more than a museum because it's an experience. We have beautiful grounds, conservatory that you can tour as well, have meetings in there, attend some of our programming, and then just the historic nature of the old Galveston Orphans Home.
We're talking with Tony Alves, who's our correspondent for the Bryan Museum in historic Galveston, Texas. And Tony, I know that you have a lot of different programs that you have throughout the year, but more importantly, you have very special means of handling groups that come in the area also.
Yes, if you'd like to book a tour, you can actually just do that through our website. If you go to www.thebryanmuseum.org, you can get a special docent-led tour ranging in different size. We make sure to, if there's a large group of people, that we have a number of docents available to tell different aspects of the museum for the tours. But you can book all of those tours online.
Well, one more time, Tony, we need to let people know that website, but before we do that, I have a special announcement for you and for your wonderful staff. You will be known and given the award as one of the greatest attractions in America. Tony, congratulations.
That's fantastic, Terry. Thank you for that.
And one more time, because the website is the most important thing listeners need to know about to get in touch with you.
Sure. Just go online, www.thebryanmuseum.org.
Tony Alves, it's great to talk with you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks, Terry. Really appreciate it.